24 podcast, where lifelong friends Dean Legiro and Eric Kuber share their love of all things music and movies. Dean has directed short films and is a music trivia buff. And Eric, trained in audio engineering, brings his extensive knowledge of music and film to the conversation as they discuss, debate, and celebrate their favorite albums, films, and much more.
Welcome.
Happy New Year to one and all.
Yeah, I thought I messed up. I thought the intro wasn't going to play from when we were recording our episodes on Melon, and I'm like, we're going in, and then it played.
Well, it's been a few weeks.
Yeah, I didn't even check. That's how discombobulated.
Not to mention all the problems you've been having with our other
and then
technical
the myriad of just other life problems.
Yeah.
And mental problems.
Yeah, sometimes that gets in the way too, right? Yeah.
It absolutely does. So no one's here yet. Oh, there we go. We got somebody. We always get one. There's one is here. So go ahead and say hi in the chat so we know you're here. Our first 3324 podcast live episode of 2023.
2023. Can you imagine? Can you believe that we're already 3 decades in of the 2000s?
Decades? Oh, of the 2000s. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Is that wild?
The hell are you talking about?
You know what I'm saying?
You try not to think about it, but the years will catch up to you. Hey, if you're watching us, someone's watching us. If it's on Facebook or YouTube, just put hi in the chat. Just say hi. We want to say hi to you as well. We want to know who's here. And we want to, if you're new, we want to convince you to stay with us. Give you a reason. There will be prizes. We will have prizes tonight. So that might be a reason.
And I don't even know what they are, folks. Not yet.
Yeah, these were spur of the moment, but hopefully related to what we're going to be talking about tonight, right? right, Kelly?
Kelly, yeah. I'm sorry, folks. I'm under my wife's Gmail right
Kelly
now.
Graucut from ELO. Kelly Graukut's real name, first name was not Kelly either. It was Michael. So but his nickname was Kelly. So you're going with Kelly.
So I'm officially Kelly tonight, folks. So
there he is, Mr. Grady. Happy New Year. Mr.
Grady. Hello, sir.
How are you? Hopefully you've had a great and festive New Year. And I saw your text last night, Sean. I don't know what's going on with Jeopardy. I think we have a mole. We have a mole in the podcast that's feeding Jeopardy questions.
Ah, okay.
Because every time we do an episode, right, within a relative amount of time, Sean will text me a question from Jeopardy relating to one of our episodes. Like he just yesterday, he texted me a Pearl Jam question that was on Jeopardy. It's like, come on.
Could that be an algorithm?
At least credit. Give us some credit.
Is that what they call it? An algorithm? Hello.
I don't know. I think it's spying is what it is. I think someone's listening to our material and then going. They might be a writer or a producer for Jeopardy. Elizabeth Berg, hey, how are you? Well, Happy New Year.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've
How are you?
heard from her.
We
are always synced up, aren't we? Yeah.
Always somewhat in sync. So this is our first. And look at Eric. Sporting that really nice
sporting the swag. Dean just opened up our shop. Right?
I should go get my shirt. I should go get. Hang on.
You should.
I'm gonna be right back. I never do this.
You should represent.
I never. Well, I'm not going to put it on, but I'll bring it over here.
Some fine gifts, retro gifts. Hello, Christy. Good to see you. Or good to hear from you. Can't see you. You could see me. Like I was saying, I'm Kelly tonight. By the way, I'm working under her Gmail account. I don't know why she's been using my Chromebook.
There we go.
But there we go.
Hello.
Sad to hear about the passing of Jeff Beck.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. And I just saw it. I just happened to go on Facebook and somebody wrote RIP, and I'm like, what? What?
Yeah, a friend of mine texted me.
Let me Google this, and sure enough, I'm like, God damn it! Wow. Yeah, that was sudden.
Sean is asking what size shirt because you're really ripping those guns are ripping through that shirt.
Oh, me? This is extra large.
Oh, look at him. He's a brawny man. I'm a man of brawn, like an anchor man.
Yeah. No, I like this. This is that really nice heather, so it doesn't shrink. That's what I love. Heather. I always try to get either the gray.
Eric likes to give his shirts female names. That one is Heather.
So this is nice because it's a nice shade of blue, which is
Do you
great.
have an Eleanor?
No.
Welcome back.
But
you know what? I'm glad it's good to hear you've been busy with work, Elizabeth. But
yeah,
welcome back. Sorry, Eric. Go ahead and continue shilling.
No, I'm just saying. I'm still waiting for my beanie. I ordered a beanie too, so that's coming.
Beanie.
And I should be getting my new mug. The Great Escape. That's another great. That's a great little mug there. The movie
those
screen,
are all original designs by me.
Yeah,
so they are.
Cool stuff.
Original designs, not I didn't take the photo, but I'm able to use the photo and then create some great artwork. I've got my shirt here. We'll wait for some more people to get here too before we're going to probably shill it again anyway. But
create the catchphrases and the
yeah. No, I love our
Mm-hmm.
logo. So I think we've got. If I say so myself, that logo, that font, That is what is that's what defines us is that logo right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
We fooled around with the first one and kind of, but that's it right there. That's the statement.
Very simple.
Yeah.
Simple is best.
Simple, clean, elegant, professionale. That's what it is. So, we're going to be talking tonight about are we on FB? We're on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got people that are absolutely commenting. So we are on Facebook. You know what it is when I do the events, I create it on Melon, which is our streaming provider. But then I also create the event on Facebook. So there might be an issue with someone selecting which event to choose. So maybe I should just do it on Melon and then not create a second event.
Are you saying, Beth, that we're not on Facebook? She seems to disagree with you.
No, we are. Elizabeth is there and Sean is there, so they're watching us on Facebook.
Beth Navarro's.
No, that's what I mean. That's why I think there's she might be clicking on one event when it's actually live on the Melon event. So I have to stop duplicating it. That's
gotcha.
Bad host. Bad host. So we're gonna be talking tonight. Like Eric said, Jeff Beck. We actually did speak a little bit about Jeff Beck in our Ozzy Osbourne episode because he guessed that was him being on that song on Patient Number 9 was the reason that I approached Eric about doing the Ozzy episode because Jeff Beck played on that song, and I thought this was such an interesting combination of why would they be doing this? Mm-hmm. In all morbidity, everyone thought Ozzy would probably go first before Jeff Beck.
Yeah, it's so crazy, and it's so crazy that the family posted the reason too.
They did? What did they say?
He had meningitis.
Oh wow,
bacterial meningitis just came on all of a sudden, and he just
wow
took him out.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
When there are technical difficulties, I need to say, "Screw you, Melon." That's a back to school. I'll do the triple Lindy also from the diving board, and then, with Emmett Walsh as the swim coach. Yeah, he's an alternate. He's on the.
That is like the third time you brought that actor's name up in discussion.
He keeps coming up.
Right? Yeah, I guess so. And he's still kicking, right? He's still.
I don't know. I think he might have passed away.
Did he? I don't know.
I think so. If not, he's retired, and deservedly so. He's retired.
Well.
I'm not saying he should stay retired, but he's put in a lifetime. He was in Escape from the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
The one where Dr. Milo and Zira and Cornelius come to Earth.
Right.
And Emmett Walsh was one of the army guys, right? In the uniform in the beginning, I think when Sal Mineo walks out off onto the beach.
Yeah. He's also he did a few Coen Brothers films and
Blood Simple.
Blood Simple. Yep. Great performance in that. Yeah. So
he's just a really great actor. So one of those we could probably do a.
Did you see what we did there? By the way, guys, we weren't sure about whether or not this guy is alive, dead. So it's up to you guys to Google it and let us know. Put you to work.
FYI, this was hard to find. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. I don't know why. Maybe I should push the event to the top of the feed a little. I should pin it, and I think that's what I'll start doing. Sorry. No, duly noted. No, duly noted. We want to make sure it's easy for people to find. So.
Sean, he was right on it. He's alive. He's alive. Yeah.
Good.
Good to know.
He's got to be in his upper 80s, maybe.
I'm sure.
Maybe even more than that. Maybe even 90.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could certainly do a whole episode about these character actors. We could pull their pictures. We should do that. Maybe with our next
trivia.
No, I'm not gonna. No, see, then everyone's gonna study, so I can't say. Sometimes you gotta Sometimes I have to cut it short because. When you verbalize these ideas, you don't realize that these people play trivia with us too, and then I just told them what it's going to be, so I can study up. So we're going to be talking about New Year's resolutions, and we've got some fun stuff to talk about. I think and it's one of those things. Some people are so it's just a stupid thing, and why bother? And some people really take them to heart. They really take it as a moment to kind of reflect. Actually, I got to put people in the wheel of names too. They take it as an opportunity to reflect, and kind of say, okay, this is what, here's what I want to change. Here's what worked well last year. Here's what didn't work well last year. And it's just, it has its roots. It has its roots way, way back. I did some research. I'm like, when did the notion of a resolution actually start? Like, when did somebody actually start thinking that was a thing where you needed to do it? Actually, it goes back to as early as 2000 BC, where at the start of the farming season, which would that would coincide more with the start of the farming season, where the farmers would resolve at the start of the farming season to pay off their debts and to return any farming equipment that they borrowed. So it was more kind of a tie to the economy and a tie, not just a personal thing, but hey, I'm going to pay off my debts this year, and when I get my crops, I'll return the farming equipment. I promise. I resolve to do that.
That's because you were held accountable back then. If you didn't pay your debts, you got thrown in prison.
Yeah, they just cut your hands off, like an
exactly. So it was literally you had to, if you had to make those kinds of promises.
He will farm no more.
How much do we say we're going to do when we don't? Yeah. That's usually the thing for me too. Is I don't like necessarily announcing my resolution. To me, it's kind of a personal thing, so what you've done during the year, what you haven't done, what you need to improve on, and you take it to heart. And I find that if you put it out there, you kind of look bad when you don't make it happen. Sometimes,
some people like to do that because it creates that accountability, right?
True.
That I've said this, and now and some people need that kind of downward pressure. If I said this, I'm going to follow through on it. Also, in the medieval era, the knights would use the beginning of the year to reaffirm their commitment to chivalry. Right. So each year we're revowing. So the notion of a resolution at the beginning of the year or start of a season is not new. It's not something that's brand new. Which I thought was interesting. I thought it was, this is probably something from the 20s, when they were all getting bombed and everything back then, and just kind of doing stuff. We resolve, but no, that notion of kind of recommitting to things is as old as man. So, but yeah, to your point, in the chat, do you A, do you make resolutions? B, do you put them out there? You put your stuff in the street, and does that create like a, like I said, that peer pressure to, well, I've said it, now I need to do it, and that will help me kind of stay on track. And we've got some statistics. We've got a top 10 resolution, so we'll go through that as well. And we've got some other fun stuff. So for now, put in the chat, do you make resolutions? And if you do you just, is it something you do to yourself, like Eric or like Kelly, where it's personal? where it's something personal, or you put it out there to create that accountability for yourself. Go ahead and hit the chat. While you're hitting the chat, tomorrow we've got an episode coming out. It is James Mangold's second film. If you don't know who James Mangold is, well, don't worry, because it's Copland. And if you've never heard of Copland, well, this might not be the show for you. That was 1997.
Well, I don't know about that. You want people to like this movie, right? So can you absolutely take a listen.
I'm not saying that you have to like it or not, but if you've never heard of it, well, I'm sorry.
Well, listen anyway, because I think you'll
got to study up.
It.
Yeah. It was a very lively discussion, very unexpected discussion on my part, which is great. I was expecting some people not to like it, but you really got to dig into this conversation. It was really a very interesting discussion. So definitely check that out. Do we have anybody in the chat? Like, we haven't had any chat activity in a while. Is somebody out there? Anybody out there? There we go. Happy New Year, Dwight. All we have to do is mention, and he shows.
Right? Yeah, he just pops up the right moment. Sean Grady says, set goals. Absolutely.
Set goals.
That's
right.
Really what it's become, right? I mean,
that's pretty much what the resolution is, right? A goal of not doing this, or a goal of starting this, right? Happy New Year. Same to you, Dwight. Happy New Year. So
Sean, a pleasure, sir.
So Sean, that you do make resolutions, and you do. I'm guessing you're saying that you set goals. Does anybody else make or not make resolutions? Let us know if you do or don't. You don't necessarily have to tell us what they are. Elizabeth Navarra, I've made resolutions and often make them public. This year, I haven't been able to get my head around what to concentrate on first. Too much to address. That leads to an interesting piece. Elizabeth Berg, yes and no. I like to think of ways to better myself, and I try to work on them. Sometimes the pressure can be too much too. I have to do what's best for me. Right. And then Sean Grady, of course, the teacher and the scholar, make them manageable and make them attainable.
That's right.
I like that. Make it manageable and make it attainable, which is right on the line. So let's talk about this. There was a poll in 2014 of why people failed at their resolutions. Right. 35% of the people that failed. Well, before we get that, let's get to Christy. New Year's resolutions are nonsensical to me. I don't feel the need to wait for a new year to make a resolution, right? So some people,
good point.
If you fail, then then that defeat can cause you to actually step backwards, right? So some people don't respond well to the pressure they put on themselves. I want to lose, X amount of pounds, and then a weekend they have a Reese's candy bar. Oh, it's all done.
Do you think a resolution could count as a free pass if you don't meet those expectations? That I'll just get it next year. Yep, that kind of thing. So that
it could be. And that's where this poll comes in. Yeah. In 2014, 35% just failed. I'm sorry. Of the failed participants, of the failed participants, 35% set unrealistic goals. Right. So there's what Elizabeth is saying. Sometimes too much pressure, like it was unrealistic to me to think I'm going to run a marathon by February if I've never run a day in my life. Like that's right. It's a great resolution, but it's unrealistic. The timeline's unrealistic. Right. 33% didn't keep track. So they made a resolution, but didn't to what Sean is saying, that it's manageable and attainable. They didn't even keep track of it. Like, I'm gonna make sure I take care of my car better or whatever, and just didn't do it. 23% totally just forgot that they made a resolution. Like, oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot that I was going to give up drinking.
How do you forget giving up drinking?
There we go. And then the rest, the balance of that poll sample size made too many resolutions.
Well, that could be too. If you're a goal-oriented person, I'm
going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this year. You plan out the whole year, and then it's too much.
But if you're a planner by nature, and then you stack that on top of that, that's where I think the pressure could come in too. It's like every day, there are people who are just like, I'm always looking ahead. I'm always planning everything out.
Yeah.
So, but by the time the new year rolls around, well, so those goals might be a little bit larger than, your everyday day-to-day planning.
Yeah.
This year we're going to save this amount of money and, that kind of thing. So,
that's good if it's long-term, but if you're trying to,
right. Yeah, but to put it in, within the 12 months, within this year, we're definitely going to do this. Like, that may be unrealistic, so.
Yeah.
So getting back to, Elizabeth's.
Or making too many.
The pressure. Yeah.
Shooting too high. It's like, we're going to save money and we're going to come up with a down payment. We're going to save money, but it's going to be enough to have a down payment on the house. And not only that, we're going to be able to get a car with it. It's like, okay, that's too much, right? That's just kind of way out there. So, hey, if you're joining us, welcome tonight. We're talking New Year's resolutions. Put a hello in the chat. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, welcome aboard. But put a hello in the chat so we know you're here. We're going to be giving away a prize tonight, a couple of prizes, and let's show it what that is actually. Let's see, I have it up here somewhere. Let's do that. Eric doesn't even know. He's like, "Oh, Dean doesn't tell me. He doesn't loop me in."
You don't tell me nothing. Dean tends to run with ideas. He rolls them out, and then
most of them are last minute.
It's like a sprint. This podcast is a constant sprint. I have to run to keep up. Yeah, I'm always a few steps behind, but that's all right.
Oh wait, hang on.
Casey Bauer, Happy New Year, my friend. How are you?
Well, what do we miss? Oh, there we go. Hey, Casey, let me get you into the wheel of names. How are you? Thanks for jumping on and appreciate it. Elizabeth, I've noticed that in my generation growing up, there's a stigma that if you don't make goals or complete them, it makes you a target for being reminded you weren't successful. So there's a little bit of bullying, like, you said you're going to do this and you didn't. It's a process that you really need to remind yourself that if it's for you and only you and not for other people. Yeah. So and
Good
like
point.
Eric was saying earlier, he'll make those resolutions, but he'll keep them internal. They're for some people it's a personal thing, and that's enough motivate. That's the motivation.
I feel the only person that, if I'm setting a goal for myself, if I have to be the one to attain that goal, and I can be the only one, I want to be the only one to beat myself up in the event that it doesn't happen, Yeah. So, but like you say, it could cause undue pressure, and sometimes I can't handle that kind of pressure. From time to time.
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah. So.
Tonight's we're going to be giving away two of the same prize, and it is in aid of trying to help you better organize your life and be manageable. We're not breaking the internet with this, but we'll be giving away two Moleskine 3x5 little detachable page notepads. There's something to be said for, these are small. They're only 3x5. So something you can carry in your pocket, your purse. If you have a man bag or you carry a knapsack, sometimes there's something also to jotting something down and to writing it down. Right.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I'm going to put it. Some people don't, everyone has phones, but they don't use the note section. So we're going to be giving away two of these really cool. It's the Pro Collection Moleskine they're not journals, they're notepads. It's kind of loose notes. If you need to tear it off, you can tear it off. But to kind of get back to some of that jotting down your thoughts if you need to, something
that's
cool. a little bit more manual. So we're gonna be kind of bringing that back.
Very cool.
Beth, Beth has a question. As a married couple, do you make resolutions?
Are you speaking? Is this directed towards me, Beth, or is
I'm
it
not
just
married.
General? Yes, we do. But Kelly is a goal-oriented person to begin with, so that's why I brought that up, because she's always planning ahead. She's always making goals, even when it's the middle of the year. It doesn't matter. This year we really didn't talk about it though. It's we decided to kind of just a lot of things happen over the last couple of months. Life intervenes, and you just gotta So we each set personal goals for ourselves, I guess, and I guess we'll reveal them to each other at some point, but we haven't yet, which is interesting, But yeah, so
cool. Sean Grady is asking for the first impression of the year for the live show, at least. So, I don't know what impression we're gonna do. We'll see. Or did I do an impression already? And I didn't realize. Oh, I did. Well, I said you can't handle the truth. It was bad. It wasn't that great, but that's to be expected. So
we got to come up with some new blood.
My resolution is to continue the quality of the impressions that I bring to the shows.
That's right,
and that I bring to the episodes. The quality will not waver of my impressions. I commit to continue.
But you got to get some new blood in there. I mean, I think you've spent Jack. We've spent,
All right, I'm going to work on Matthew McConaughey. I'm going to work on Owen Wilson.
Okay.
And these are my resolutions. I'll work on Matthew McConaughey. I'll work on Owen Wilson. And who else? What's another good one to do?
Chris Walken is spent, so we can't.
Yeah, he's never spent. The audience loves Christopher Walken.
Casey's like, wow. Let's get Eric's impression. I'll do Emmett Walsh. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I don't know. Dean's the voice guy, but well, give it a go.
We did pretty good. We had fun with our bad impressions. Chrissy's saying that's the whole issue with resolutions is feeling like a failure for trying to change or achieve a goal regardless of size, and or being made feel guilty if you don't stick to them. That's kind of what Elizabeth Berg was saying too. Is kind of
a good point. Very good point.
Yeah. But also Elizabeth Berg also said though, but it's you have to understand that these are for you, even if you put it out there. Mm-hmm. It's still something internal that you're kind of committing to yourself. So maybe the advice, we're not doctors, but maybe the advice is keep them internal. If you want to make those resolutions, and then you'll be self-satisfied as well, right? You won't have that downward pressure, but before it gets too much of a downer.
Yeah. Right.
What's that shirt you're wearing?
This shirt right here?
Yeah, where did that come from? Did you get that on Amazon?
No, I got it from you, my friend. We have a shop.
I park in the Walmart parking lot and I sell those out of the back of the trunk.
Tell them all about it, Dean.
We do have a shop that we just opened up, which you can find on Etsy, and if you go to our group, you'll see the ads there for it as well. It's just a way to support the show and help me fulfill my dream of doing this full time. Would be great. So if you can support it that way, it would be fantastical.
And what is the name of the shop?
That's a good question. I forget what it's called.
Retro Life.
No, it's Retro Life Gifts. Yes. You can find it on Etsy. I'm actually going to pull it up right now. There it is. RetroLifeGifts.etsy.com. Use code SAVE20 for 20% off your order of $40 or more. And if you spend $35, you get free shipping too. So we're giving it away. But check it out. It's a lot of, it's not just 33. It's actually barely 3324 podcast branded stuff. So don't think it's, I don't want to wear the 3324 podcast. That's fine, because most of it is just having to do with the kind of stuff that if you like our show, it's the kind of merchandise. It's not just shirts, it's coasters, it's bags, it's mugs, all that kind of stuff that you might like. And here's mine. I bought my shirt too.
Ah, look at that.
You're saying I can watch TV and record a show at the same time? What sorcery is this?
Yes,
this is original. This is original artwork. This is original. I didn't draw this, but all the sayings and stuff is all created in-house. Mm-hmm. So it's not just stuff we're copying and pasting. So if you go ahead, go check it out. We'd appreciate it.
Well, I'd like to throw this out there to you guys out there, sure. But I mean, Dean and I kind of talked about it too. We're thinking of ideas for merchandise as well. You guys find that are there, if you listen to the podcast, are there things that we say often enough that we could use that as an idea for a shirt, mug, whatever? Let us know too. I mean, if it's like, I tend to say things like absolutely all the time, or, like just words or something that fits our personalities, that could be a thing too. So we're kind of just
the Jeff Lynne together.
Yeah, somehow I was going to say, how do we incorporate that into a shirt or something?
And cool. It's verified. That's where Beth got hers, the Walmart parking lot. I'm there on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay,
that's going to do it. That's mine. That's one of mine. Yep, that's one of mine. That's going to do it.
Going to do it.
This episode.
Yep.
That's a good one. Thank you, Sean. Well. All right, let's have a little fun. Let's talk resolutions. I have a list of the top 10 resolutions. Let's see how many we can get. There's only 6 of us here right now, besides you and I. So there's 6 others. So we are a little light tonight, but that's fine.
That's fine.
We've got a better chance of winning one of those great journals. Anyway, top 10 resolutions. Everybody just put 1 in. So there should be 6 responses. Just pick one resolution that you think is in the top 10, and we'll see who gets closest to number 1. 1 through 10. Everybody gets 1 shot. Interesting. We've got 3 so far. We're not going to say anything until we get to there. We've got 4. We've got 4. We've got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 7 people here. If you're just joining us, welcome aboard. First of all, say hi in the chat so we can recognize you and put you on our wheel of names. You can win a great prize tonight. Plus, we're asking, what are the top 10 New Year's resolutions? So go ahead and put into the chat one guess of what you think one of the top 10 New Year's resolutions are. We've got 1, 2.
I haven't heard from Dwight.
No, we haven't. Yeah, and the Mets aren't on, so he's got no excuse. We've got 3 that are the same, 1 that's similar, and then 1 that's totally different. So we'll give you another couple of seconds if you want to go ahead and put it into the chat. What you think one of the top 10 New Year's resolutions? Yeah, we got you on the FB. Oh, that's okay. So she's showing up twice. Well, get off the YouTube then, or stay on the YouTube and get off the FB. I think stay on
YouTube,
stay on Facebook. Yeah, I think stay on Facebook. It's better.
That's a clear sign that we're getting old when we start putting "the" in front of words like the YouTube.
Get off the YouTube.
Get off the YouTube. Get off the TV.
Get off the Facebook. Get off the toilet. No, that makes sense. That works. Get off the toilet.
Well,
okay.
Right, but yeah.
All right, so we'll stop. We'll go from 10 and we'll count it down to number 1. Okay, the number 10 New Year's resolution that people make is job improvements. Be better. I'm gonna resolve to be better at my job. I'm not sure you should be waiting a year to do that. If you suck in August, you don't wait till January to commit to fix that.
Right.
Casey Bowers, the YouTube machine.
The YouTube machine. My dad. Yeah.
Why don't you look up that Kenny G video up on the YouTube machine for me?
Yeah.
Pull that up. Get that for me. Number 10, job improvements. So I want to make improvements in my job. Number 9, travel more.
It's a good one.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Right. Some people, I want to travel. Number 8, I'm surprised it's this low, but more family time. I guess either people are okay with the amount or they don't give a crap about spending time with their family. I'm not sure what that means by being so low on in the countdown. It's like, okay, I feel I do it.
Food for thought. That's definitely food for thought right there. Yeah.
Number 7, quit smoking.
Okay.
Which I'm surprised. I mean, no one really even smokes anymore. Hang on, I need to sneeze. Woo!
God bless you, sir.
One more is coming. Oh boy. Can you hear 3? No, good.
3 times
Maybe.
a charm.
Quit smoking, which probably I would say 20 years ago was probably higher on the list. Right? I would expect to see quit smoking fall further and further.
Well, that'll probably change to quit vaping.
Yeah, one more.
Yeah, it's at some point, right?
Nope. The sneeze is right there. There we go.
The goddess has spoken. Bless you. Christy says,
Yes.
bless you.
I had to put it up before. Bless me. Number 6. We've got it here. Number 6, save more money.
Mm-hmm.
Or spend less
my
money. Right?
Yeah.
It cuts both ways.
Right.
Spend less money or save more money is number 6. So Beth got that. Number 5, or start smoking weed. Live life to the fullest. Number 5. That's pretty generic. When I looked at the list, I'm like, I don't even really know what that means. Like live life to the fullest. Okay, is that like whatever that means to you? Yeah.
It could be anything to you. I mean, you could live life to the fullest. So you could be sitting in front of a TV if you choose to, or making personal time for yourself, or
I guess.
And that's pretty. And again, that why not that be number one? Because it could apply to anything.
Really. I guess, yeah.
So
number 4, learn a new skill or hobby.
Oh, okay.
After 2 sneezes, like my act is not together. It has not been together for quite some time. Number 3, which our prize will hopefully help you get organized.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty broad ranging. Some people, it's like, I need to clean my house. I need to organize my time. That could mean just a lot of different things, right? I need to organize my priorities, how I prioritize things. That's a pretty good one. Elizabeth Berg had number 2. She put drink more water. Number 2 is eating healthy. Eating healthier.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, what is it? We had 3 people say it. Lose weight. Exercise more. So I think exercising more means you're going to lose weight, hopefully, if you're doing that. So no surprises there, but I just thought it was very interesting. Very interesting. List of top 10. And what is the, number 1 is exercise more. And I think that's always, if you look at the top 2, exercise more and eat healthy, those are those are lifestyle things, right? That doesn't have any bearing on your salary, doesn't have any bearing on, it helps live life to the fullest, but exercise more and eating healthy are the top 2. And those are personal body commitments that people try and make. And so I'm glad to see that those are up there.
But one thing leads to another. And, so if you're looking to get yourself healthy mentally as well, eating healthy and exercising will help that as well. So, I mean, it's everything, kind of ties together, but
very cool.
That's living life to the fullest, in my opinion. So I think that pretty much, right? I mean, that just
look at you.
Encapsulates all of it. So, why it's number 5? I'd put that in the number 1 slot.
You tied that up in a neat little bow. If you have joined us, if you're just joining us, if you're not sure if you want to join us and you're not sure you want to stay, tonight we'll be giving away 2 Moleskine, and it is pronounced Moleskine. I had to look it up. It's not Moleskine or Moleskine, because it looks like it should be something interesting, but it's actually just Moleskine. We're going to be giving away 2 of these Moleskine Pro Collection notepads. It's got 96 pages. It's going to help you keep organized. It's 3x5, so something small. It's pocketable. You could even leave it in your car. A lot of times, sometimes you need to leave a note on your window. If your car breaks down, you can't do that with your phone. So you pair this with a good pen, and you leave it in your glove compartment, and you're set for anything. Or if you need to jot something down and your phone's not handy, grab a notepad. There's something to be said for some of this old style manual way of doing things. So we're going to be giving away 2 of those, and we'll send that to you via Amazon tomorrow. If you're interested, we're going to be having our episode on Copland tomorrow. So check that out, from 1997. One of the greatest films of the 90s. That's what Eric's opinion of it is. I'm not sure I feel the same way, but he was very, very passionate about that.
Flip that around.
Sorry.
Flip the coin.
Right, that. Reversed it. What movie's that from? Strike that. Reverse it. Nobody? Anybody? Nobody.
Oh.
Come on.
Nobody.
Strike that. Reverse it. It's one of the best movies. Eric, here's a hint. We tried to do an episode on it.
We tried to do an episode.
Pulp Fiction. We didn't finish it. No, not Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction.
We tried to do that twice.
Willy Wonka.
That's right. Willy Wonka. It's in the can.
No, it's not. We didn't finish it.
We didn't?
No, we never finished it. Stopped it midway.
I don't remember that. Was it that bad?
Yeah. It was pretty rough.
Look at this. Ray Fry pops up. Willy Wonka. Hello, Ray.
Ray pops up, doesn't say hi. He just delivers the answer. That's what
there you go.
Ray, welcome aboard. You're going on the Wheel of Names. So I've got something else fun regarding New Year's resolutions. I've got a list of 11 songs. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I've got a list of 11 songs that have to do with New Year's, that have to do with resolutions of things that you want to change, of negative habits, of things that you want to change. And these are 1 through 11. And each one, it kind of deals more with like the 7 deadly sins, but it's things to consider when you're thinking about resolutions. The first song on this playlist, I found this, is if you want to battle materialism, right? If you want to I don't want to be so materialistic, you should listen to Material Girl by Madonna. Right? If you're trying to battle, these are kind of resolution idea songs. Like if you think you have one of these problems, you want to check out these songs for the resolutions. Number 10, if your problem is jealousy, what do you think the song should be? Put it in the chat. If your song is if your issue is jealousy and you want to resolve to not be so jealous, what song would be apropos for you? Put it in the chat if you would. I'll give you a hint. It's by a Beatle, but not by the Beatles.
Should use the bell for that one. Ding. There you go. All right. Next.
No, well, we're going to wait. You're going to put it in the chat, hopefully.
Okay.
All right, we'll do 2 at once. If one of your issues is gluttony, if your resolution is I don't want to be such a glutton, what song would you play to inspire you to not be that large person? This is a great guess. I knew somebody was going to put it up. Hey Jealousy by Gin Blossoms.
Gin Blossoms, yeah.
No one from the Gin Blossoms was in the Beatles. But that's okay. This is I knew this was going to come up because
it's a great pick though.
Yeah, there's not too many songs that have the word jealous in it. Sean is saying if you're trying to not be so gluttonous, Physical by the great Olivia Newton-John. We'll go with if jealousy is one of your issues, Jealous Guy by John Lennon is a song you would listen to. Just eat it. That's Weird Al. Nope. If gluttony is your issue, Fat Bottom Girls by Queen is a song you would listen to.
Really?
I didn't make the list.
Okay. I was going to say, did you make this up or did you?
If vanity is an issue of yours, if vanity is something you struggle with, this song from the 70s will help you. And it is not the song Vanity by the Avett Brothers, so don't go there. Welcome. If you're joining us, if you're in the chat and you're just passing by to say hello, we're going through a list of songs that will help you determine your New Year's resolutions or pinpoint it. So say hi in the chat. Stay with us a little while. We'll be giving away some prizes later on. But what if vanity is bingo?
You're So Vain.
We got a winner. You're So Vain by Carly Simon.
Carly Simon, great song. Great song.
Next up. How many do we have?
How many people know that Mick Jagger is the backing vocalist in that song?
Yeah. It was just on our feed. It was Carly Simon's birthday, and the song was supposedly all about Warren Beatty, but only it turns out only a line or two or verse or two or one, but it's about many other men. I'm not sure what that says about Carly Simon. I'm not sure what that says about Carly Simon.
Right? Yeah. But that's a great song.
That
song actually is my sister and I love that song because it always reminds us of our grandmother, who was a very vain woman. You know, she always cared about the way she looked and everything. So we always used to sing that song to her. She never knew who it was.
Always primping and preening.
Yeah.
If cruelty is something you struggle with, what song would you be listening to fix that? Also, prejudice. If prejudice was an issue, was something you struggle with in New Year.
Wow.
Both songs are from the cruelty song is from the 80s. The song of dealing with prejudice. Oh,
that's a
Grady's on fire. Cruel to Be Kind by Nick Lowe.
Yeah, great song. Love that song. Yep.
Grady is on fire. Good thing we're not playing for points. Prejudice. If prejudice was something you struggle with, this is a tough one because it doesn't necessarily it doesn't have the word prejudice in the title. But it is from the 70s. It is from one of rock and roll's royalty. That's about all I can say. And while you're thinking about prejudice, what about lying? If lying is a problem that you have, what song would you be listening to?
It's on the.
Well, prejudice. Actually, that's a good one.
It's a good answer.
Yep. Yeah, this is actually a little more pointed. Is "Southern Man" by Neil Young?
Well, that gets a little specific. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and that actually elicited a response from Lynyrd Skynyrd in their song "Sweet Home Alabama." Is I hope Neil Young will remember Southern Man don't need him around. So that actually elicited another response in a song. Devil in Disguise. That's a good for lying. That's a good one, but not quite it. Not quite it. It actually has lying in the title. We've only got 4 more after this, so. And while you're working on lying, if alcoholism is an issue, no problem here. If alcoholism is an issue you struggle with, what would be an appropriate song as well?
No, nobody would get this one, but "Shape You're In" by Eric Clapton would be.
And it is not that song.
Lying Eyes. That's
Grady. Lying Eyes.
Yep.
Lying Eyes by Eagles. So we've got alcoholism. Promiscuity. So we're working on alcoholism and promiscuity. If you're a little too promiscuous, you thought you're kind of, a little too easy.
Time to go to rehab.
You know what? I'm surprised. You know what? It should have been that. It should have been Rehab by Amy Winehouse, but it is not. But that is a good I'll put that in second place. Absolutely. And if you feel you're a little too promiscuous and you want to dial that back, what would be an appropriate song as well? Both are from the 80s, I believe. I believe they are. Well, one is definitely from the 80s. The other one, if you struggle with alcoholism, one bourbon, one scotch, and one beer by George Thorogood would be the song you'd want. I love that song. It's so long. Have you ever heard that song?
Mm-hmm.
It's
of
long.
Course, yeah.
Like a Virgin. That's a good guess, but it is not that. It is a song that came out before that. Actually, I'm sorry. This wasn't the 80s. It was actually the 70s, I believe, when this song came out. It was Bad Girls by Donna Summer. That was the 70s, right? That was the late 70s, I think.
I would have thought it was "Love to Love You."
Remember that song? Well, this is specifically about. We've got 2 more, and then we'll put this to an end. If greed is something you struggle with, what would the song be? And there's a couple of good options. And then also if drug abuse is an issue. So and it's not Rehab, Ray. But if greed is something you struggle with, what song would be apropos for you to be on your playlist? And if drug abuse is pretty wild. Toot toot. Yeah. Beep beep. That song was so big when it came out. That song was always on AM radio. But anyway, I digress. We've got greed and drug abuse. What songs would be apropos for greed and drug abuse? And we're planning on doing, let's get to the heart of the matter. We're planning on doing trivia in 2 weeks. So Trivia Night will be returning with a whole new bevy of questions and answers, and Eric returning the hosting duties under his Kelly pseudonym, and Kelly will be under the Eric pseudonym.
Yeah, we'll make that happen. Money.
ABBA. It was 79. We've got Puff the Magic Dragon for drug abuse. That's not bad.
Good choice.
Money by ABBA is a very good choice.
Every Time I See You Falling.
Every Time I See You Falling. Can't remember the title.
I Want It All, Queen. Another good choice. That's a good one.
That would be Greed. That's a great one. That's a great choice too. Wow. Yeah. See, there's a lot there, but no, we're the one for Greed is from the 60s. And the one for drug abuse is from the 70s. So these are 2 classic titles. That's the next hint before we reveal. Greg, do you Puff the Magic Dragon? Oh, that's from a movie. All right, Greed. We'll put you out of your misery. Greed. The song you would listen to is "Piggies" by the Beatles from the White Album.
Piggy. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, George Harrison.
that's what it's about,
Yeah.
right?
Money. That's what I want.
Well, I'm surprised no one said that song. Money, 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 money. That would be a good one for Meet the Parents from Greg. Greg, do you puff the Magic Dragon? We've got one more. Drug Abuse. I Want to Be Sedated by the Ramones. Classic punk rock song, and
I would have went with Comfortably Numb.
Not a whole lot of lyrics, and that's why everyone can sing it. Money by Pink Floyd. There you go. There's a lot. Yeah, there was a lot, but Piggies is about greed, not just about cash. But Piggies is literally, and you know what? Taxman could have been a good one too. Here's another one. Yep, the Pink Floydage. So if you're into music, we talked about it very early on, but the great guitarist, highly influential Jeff Beck passed away today, very unexpectedly.
Yeah, crazy.
Remember the Yardbirds, one of which was a wellspring for the British blues scene, and Jimmy Page, Jeff Beck, and Clapton all came out of the Yardbirds.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to find three bigger virtuoso British musicians and guitarists.
Now it's down to two.
Jeff Beck was probably the least known, but he was the most probably one of the most innovative as well.
Right.
He had a totally different style. He went off into jazz fusion. He really went off into different genres. He wasn't afraid to do that. And maybe that's why. And he never really had he went solo and kind of was always that in the 70s. So he never really had a Led Zeppelin to anchor himself to, or never took off the way Clapton did and became as iconic, but he was just as formidable as either one of those two guitarists.
Absolutely. He was, his jazz fusion stuff is probably my favorite. Blow by Blow, the Blow by Blow album, probably my favorite album he ever did. I had the pleasure of seeing him at Eric Clapton's Crossroads Festival in 2007 with the great, very young Tal Wilkenfeld at the time on bass.
Yeah,
killed it. I just posted that video, by the way, on the page. So check that out. Check out that performance. Great stuff. But
and there's another performance from live from Ronnie Scott's. A great intimate setting. Robert Plant was in the audience for that show. It's got a lot of great close-up work, so you can really see how Jeff Beck is not a pick player. He's a finger player, but he's not a finger style player like Lindsey Buckingham. He just plays. Yeah, he uses his fingers to all different effects. So if you've never heard anything from Jeff Beck, check out the stuff from Ronnie Scott's or look at the video that Eric posted on the group page. And
that's an excellent concert, by the way. The Ronnie Scott's. I think it was recorded not too long after that Crossroads.
Yeah, it's great quality. Band. Yeah, it's great quality and
a few guest stars. Imogene Heap comes in and they do, and she, she's on there. Clapton shows up. He does a song or two with him, and it's great,
really great show. So very very understated. A lot of people probably know the name Jeff Beck, but or think it's Beck, which is not. It's not Beck, the artist. It's not. He kind of became the more popular Beck. But he's definitely somebody that is absolutely missed. So. What do you got for resolutions? Is that all you got for resolutions? Ooh, see, now people will stop confusing Jeff Beck with Beck. Hashtag
too soon.
I don't think anybody ever confused Jeff Beck with Beck. I think the people that know Jeff Beck are different from the people that know Beck. I mean, I'm sure there's a little bit.
That's true.
I have no idea who he was. See, Ray's like, I don't know who Jeff Beck was. He was an icon in England in the 60s. Again, this band, the Yardbirds, just cycling through guitarists, and they just happened to cycle through three of the biggest guitarists ever, like almost in a row. And actually, was it Page and Beck were in at the same time briefly? I think, right?
Yeah, Clapton started off. He left, and then Jeff Beck, and then Jimmy Page, I think, was last. Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, and then in a bit of trivia, the Yardbirds would, while Jimmy Page was in the Yardbirds basically exploded. Everybody quit but Jimmy Page. So they said, and the Yardbirds had touring commitments. So Jimmy Page was like, well, the label's like, you need to get a band, you need to get something together, and they were going to call it the New Yardbirds. So Jimmy Page got together a band that was briefly called the New Yardbirds, but they would very soon change their name to Led Zeppelin.
There you go.
Music would never be the same. So they were almost a retread of a band, which was one of the master strokes. If they had gone on and said, "Oh, we're the New Yardbirds," probably would have been a dud.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that Page, they got together as the New Yardbirds, finished out whatever touring commitments they had, reconvened, said we're something. This is going to be something different with Robert Plant, John Paul Jones, John Bonham, and Jimmy Page. It became Led Zeppelin. There is your music minute for today.
Yeah, and who came up with the name Led Zeppelin?
That would be Mr. John Entwistle.
That's right, of the Who.
He said this project will go over like a lead L-E-A-D Zeppelin.
And there was talk of bringing of Entwistle and Moon into the band. I think Page had that. This is when they were disgruntled, making the Quadrophenia album, they were ready to move on, and I think that didn't obviously happen. So boom, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very interesting how these things happen. Again, we always think these groups are in a bubble, but it's pretty amazing when you learn how intertwined they really were, right? And just like we were talking when we did our Beatles Get Back episode, when George Harrison quit the Beatles briefly, John Lennon didn't miss a step. He's like, you know what? Should we be asking Eric Clapton? Like, they didn't even really think. It was almost cruel. Like, they really didn't think twice. The conversation was like, should we get Clapton to fill in?
Yeah.
So, you think a lot of these bands are all for one and one for all, and I guess they are in some respects. But then again, it's also a business concern. So when George Harrison left, he's like, I had enough of this. Like, well, we need somebody.
It's disheartening to discover even now. It's like, everybody's writing up. It seems like everybody wants to know the dirt about these people back in the day, and it's like, I always used to think it was like a lot of friendly rivalry going on. You had a lot of players that were just kind of competing with one another, but they were all friends. They all knew each other. They all hung out, but that really wasn't the case.
Yeah.
There was some hate. There was some hate going on there. Yeah,
even within the band.
Yeah.
If you're just joining us tonight, we'll be giving away 2 Moleskine Pro Collection pads. These are 3.5 by 5 inches, so they're small. They're pocketable. You can fit it in your back pocket if you've got a purse or if you've got a backpack. Partner this with a really nice pen, and you'll never be without something to jot down a quick note. Leave it in your car if you need to write something down and the phone's not handy. There's something to be said for, and I can tell you, as someone who writes horribly now, there's something to the lost art of either handwriting, anything, printing, script, penmanship has gone to the shitter.
It's so weird, isn't it?
The only thing I can do consistently is sign my name.
We're so used to doing this nowadays. And
not only are they made from real molds, they're made from real skins. But the only thing I do consistently is sign my name. When I have to write like during the holidays, when I'm writing like the very few greeting cards I write, I have to stop and be like, write really big, write really slow, because the handwriting gets smaller and I start writing faster, and then the words just like, it is really something that is a lost art. So hopefully, if you've got one of these, if you're one of the winners, recipients of these, get a real nice pen, keep them together. And if you need to jot some ideas down, sometimes you need to draw something. You can't draw that on a phone. Like if you need to draw or detail something, or you have an idea, if you're, it's not, I don't know if it's atrophy or if it's like the connections that your brain makes. Right. I don't know that I don't think it's not necessarily that my hand is atrophied.
Big.
I think it's the connections that are atrophied, right? Because you're not doing it all the time, and you have to, it's not like I can't write altogether, but it's just it's a lot messier, and it's just kind of like, you don't really do it as much, so it's kind of
right.
I mean, am I the only one in the chat? Am I the only one that feels this way?
Well, you're not as I know what you're saying. You're not as conscious. You're not when
it doesn't
we had
flow like it like
right.
it
Well, we had to do it every day when it was
Yeah.
a thing, and even back in school when it had, you had to have good penmanship and all that stuff. But now you don't have to.
And
just let it go.
anybody that's not a teacher, Sean, anybody that's not a teacher that doesn't really write as much.
No, you were not. Muscle memory.
I'm not alone. Yeah, you kind of like we're into typing. Everything's the thumbs. We're good at tapping away.
So
But
many things.
then you have to actually write something.
So many things
God forbid.
that we take for granted that we think,
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm getting old. I don't, but then stuff like this comes up and you're like, what the?
Yeah, I can't
You're
write
like,
anymore.
what the fuck,
But I mean, it's not like
It's
not like I can't write anymore and I need to. This is passing. Like we're not. From what I understand, maybe Sean can help out about this, but I don't know if they're kids are being taught if it's stressed as much anymore because kids are learning to go home and they're going to write their report on a computer anyway, right?
That's right. Yep.
Right. No, it's everyone who does not write anymore on a regular basis. So I believe there's atrophy. We don't use these muscles with any regularity in that way these days. Yeah, I guess so. I tend to think it's more the neural connection of holding the pen and then kind of, Elizabeth, teaching first graders really shows me that my handwriting sucks. Is it on the level of the first graders, Elizabeth?
Probably worse, right?
Yeah, handwriting is rough.
Yeah.
Are you saying for the kids that you teach, Sean? Is that an ongoing thing? I think it is. I think it's just kind of. Are we evolving, or are we losing a method of communication? Elizabeth, I'm really focusing on handwriting because my kids will really struggle with proper formations. In all seriousness, yeah. I write like a doctor too. I mean, I could be writing prescriptions. If you get me a pen, I can write whatever you want. You want Percocet, you want whatever you want, I can write it. Devolving is more like it. I guess it could be, right? We're not emphasizing that, but we're using different things. We're using different parts of our brain now. Anything written in length is typed, right?
Yeah.
We used to have to write a 2-page, like back in 100 years ago. We used to have to write it. It would have to be 2-paged, double spaced, composition, about whatever,
Right.
Ray, not like it used to be. You have to take your time. Yeah. See, you have to take your time to write legible. Like you really have to kind of slow it down. Like my mind is still thinking, Merry Christmas. Hopefully you and the family are doing well. I'm thinking about that. But when I'm writing it, it just like goes off the edge. It's just like,
Do you remember back in the day, we got penalized for not having good handwriting?
And I had horrible writing. I had horrible handwriting
Yeah.
back then. So you can imagine how much mine is like cave paintings now.
That's right.
I draw like a buffalo and some guys holding torches.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, I think that's gonna do it. We're gonna shill the shop one more time. If you're here, if you want to get in on the prizes, put a hi in the chat because we're about to spin for some prizes. So if you came here at the end, you're just in time. But we also have a shop. So if you want to check that out, you want to support the show, we're gonna be doing some more shilling this year. I think it's just it's just the way things go. We need to do it. But we've got our very own shop online. It's called Retro Life Gifts. There it is. RetroLifeGifts.etsy.com. If you go there, use code SAVE20. That's only for this month for 20% off of your order of $40 or more, plus over $35 is free shipping. So that's pretty neat. What is it? It's not just that great shirt that Eric is wearing. We do have some branded stuff, but it's a lot of fun, kind of fun stuff like this as well. Kind of fun sayings and just really kind of stuff that fans of our podcast we think would like this kind of stuff. And this is kind of a cool t-shirt. All original designs as well. All this stuff we're not just copying it from somewhere. This is original stuff that is being created. So if you would, that'd be great. If it's not your thing, share it. We've got mugs. We've actually got some Valentine's Day retro themed stuff there too, which is a lot of fun as well. So if you know someone in your life that is quirky and retro-y, this is the shop for them. Tell them Dean sent you.
Or maybe just old.
Retro. I didn't want it to be old gifts, oldlifegifts.com. I had to find a synonym for that.
Or of a certain demographic.
Was our show Men of a Certain Age?
Yeah, yes, exactly. There you go.
Is that a show? All right, let's give some prizes away. Let's make sure we're going to drag out the wheel. We haven't drug out the wheel in a while, but let's get the wheel pulled up. Let's see the wheel of names. There it is, the Dwight Burke wheel of names. We know it. We love it. It has been a mainstay since we started doing our live shows. The wheel.
That's got to be a shirt.
What?
We got to get that on. Yes, we got to get that on a T-shirt. If Dwight will let us use,
I was gonna say he's gonna
his image, his countenance. We have to put that on a.
He's gonna be like, you do that, you're gonna get yourself one sweet little lawsuit.
That'd be fantastic.
So here's the deal.
Look at that.
We got everybody. Let's get rid of these ads. I hate seeing ads. There we go. So we've got Elizabeth B. We've got Beth Navarro. We've got Christy, Sean, Dwight, Casey, and Ray. Is that everybody? Anybody else? Last call. Anybody else?
No, I think that's it, man.
Anybody else? And for anybody asking, these pads are gluten-free.
So you eat them? You can eat.
I'm just saying they're gluten-free.
Trademark your
face, Dwight.
Got to put that watermark on there over his face.
All rights, CC, all rights reserved. Trademark your face. Thank Christ. We did that 3 weeks ago. All right, here we go. We're giving away 2 Moleskine 3.5 by 5 journals. Really nice things. I actually bought something called Field Notes. If you're really into like journaling or really want something neat along these lines, Google Field Notes. Whatever you can do to make money, go ahead. I got to take the hat off. The holiday Dwight is done. The holidays are done. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the old, the original, the 11-month Dwight picture. So cool. Here we go. So we've got everybody here. How many shuffles?
Let's do how many people we got?
2023.
Yeah. How many people we got on there?
We've got 9 now. Whoever's here, if you're here, we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 7 people on the wheel, and we've got 9 people here. If you want to get in on this prize, make yourself known in the chat. We will add you. You can win yourself a Moleskine journal. We will send it to you direct from Amazon, right to your house or address of your choosing in the continental United States. And you've got, and if you're just passing by, we're finishing up. So you may as well say hello, put your name in the chat, stay for the drawing. You might win something. The other people are like, don't.
Yeah, they're
don't. Everyone else is like, don't. Don't.
Maybe they're just there, just hanging out.
That's why. Well, if you're hanging out, we appreciate it. So come on, throw a hi in. We're here. We're saying hi to you. So we appreciate you checking us out. All right, we're gonna go for it then. How many? We've got 9 people, so we'll do 9 shuffles. I think that's what you were getting at.
There you go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here we go. It's the same prize, so you don't have to. There's no choice. Here we go. And the first winner chicken dinner looks like it's going to be Elizabeth Berg. Congratulations. You're going to get a journal sent on your way. I think I have your address. If not, just send it, hit us up on send us via Messenger on Facebook to the group. And we will get that out to you directly. So we're going to go ahead and remove you. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. We have to remove you. How many shuffles? How many shuffles?
How many? Just do 5. 5. Noteworthy achievement.
I see what you did there. A noteworthy achievement.
Mr. Grady. We heard it the first time, Dean. Let's get on with it.
There was no recognition. Yeah, see, you can work on your handwriting while in secret, because it is small, it's pocketable, like I said, but it's great. Yeah. Here we go for another Moleskine notepad. Winner is Christy has won the Moleskine pad as well. Congratulations. Well done. Woo, 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 woo. Cool. So Elizabeth and Christy, congratulations on winning the Moleskine pads. Those are a lot of fun. Like I said, there's something to be said for kind of getting back to some of those manual things and kind of, I myself getting back into 35 millimeter photography. So I have some 35 millimeter cameras. I'm starting to shoot manual again. So it's a lot of fun to kind of revisit a lot of these things. So congrats from Ray Fry as well. Anybody have any parting comments from the chat? Anything you want to get across?
Notated. Thank you.
Thank you. Any last thoughts before we let everybody go for tonight? Congratulations as well to everybody. Congratulations. Thank you, everybody, for joining us again tomorrow. We've got Copland coming out. We've got some special stuff coming up that we're working on in March in honor of Oscars. The Oscars in March. We've got a special slate of movie-related episodes only. I think it's a first for us that we're going to be doing that. So that's something to look out forward to as well. I think that's it.
And we're looking forward to a great year this year. Hopefully we'll be constantly thinking of new things to talk about. You guys, as always, if you have any suggestions, let us know. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram.
Thank you, Casey.
You can find us.
Don't forget, 2 weeks.
Thanks, Casey.
2 weeks we're doing trivia, so spread the word. Let's get a lot of people out here for trivia. We haven't done it in a while, so we're going to be kind of coming back hot and heavy.
If Nikki's available, have her come on as well. It would be great to have her as well. So,
yeah, the more the merrier. So we really want to make a push. Let's start off the new year with a big bang for trivia. We're going to be coming up with some brain busters that are going to make even Herb Stempel sweat. Got that?
Got it.
You got the reference?
I think so. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not gonna
put it out there.
I'm not going to put it out there.
We'll talk about it offline. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for this episode of the 3324 Podcast Live. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We will see you real soon. For Eric, this has been Dean. We're signing off.
You've been listening to the 3324 Podcast with Dean Legiro and Eric Kuber. You can find us on your favorite podcast provider, so please like, subscribe, and rate to become a part of the 3324 family. Your feedback is important, so make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at 3324 Podcast and on Twitter at 3324P to join the conversation.